Hello and welcome to my prayer guide. At the end of this guide, I will also show you the opportunity cost of training prayer. So first of all, the requirements. You need a gilded altar in your own player-owned house. This makes it much more efficient. You can theoretically make a gilded altar at 69 plus construction by using a crystal saw and a gilded teacup. You also need the oak, mahogany, or marble burners. It does not actually matter which one. I have the marble just because I felt like it. You need lots of house teleport tablets, rings of dueling, and I also recommend 67 plus summoning for a war tortoise. First of all, for the gear setup, only 3 inventory spots actually matter for this. First is the Dwarven Army Axe. This axe is a tinderbox, that's why you want it, saves 1 inventory space. Next is a Amulet of Glory, and the most important is a Ring of Dueling. The Ring of Dueling is your primary teleport. You want to teleport to Castle Wars, and the Amulet of Glory is your backup teleport in case you forget to equip another Ring of Dueling after the one you're wearing runs out. In your inventory, you want house teleport tablets, 2 clean mirrentals. These are very cheap. They're only about 20 GP each right now. You want a Beast of Burden Familiar. I would say you really do want a War Tortoise. A Yak would obviously be better. And then whatever you're going to be burying. I'm using Infernal Ashes, Dragon Bones work as well, and Frost Dragon Bones are the 3 types of bones that you might want to be burying. For your house, this is the general setup you want. You can teleport into different locations, I believe, depending on how your garden is rotated. I simply have it in the normal position, and I arrive on the northern side when I use a house teleport tablet. And then you want your chapel just north of that. When you're going in, you want to click on the eastern side of the door. What this does is it allows you, when you click here, to walk directly to it and you'll be in front of it. Then you want to click over here, which allows you to do that. And you want to use your ashes, quite simply, on the altar. It is also important that you have your camera at this general position. You can obviously lower it a little bit or raise it a little bit, depending on how you like it. But having it in this position offers several advantages. First, you get to see into the room before you open the door, allowing you to accurately click the 2 burners. Second, it allows you to see the bank much faster once you get back to Castle Wars. Once you start running out of ashes in your inventory, normally you'd click Take Beast of Burden. So then take your Beast of Burden and you would continue with the ashes normally. Once all that is done, you would go back to Castle Wars. And as you can see here, the bank is literally right there, right in your screen. Banking is also very important while you're doing this. So once you get to the bank, you want to click Use the Bank Chest. You want to double click the mirrentals. Then withdraw all on the Infernal Ashes. If you have mouse keys, this will go faster. I do not use mouse keys though. Once you withdraw all on that, you want to go over here and want your left click option to be interact with your familiar. So left click the interact and then click the store. Then you want to go to the bottom one in your inventory, and as you can see there, just right click and store will be right there. Do that, close that, go back here and withdraw the ashes once again. Once you've done all that, you want to simply teleport to your house. and go about doing the normal burying method. One very important thing to consider while deciding what bones to bury is opportunity costs. Basically, this is an economic idea where if you're doing one thing, you are not able to do something else. What this basically means for burying bones is while you are burying bones, you could instead be making money. This is the equation page. For the first equation, it is the number of bones per hour. I personally get about 23 trips per war tortoise, which comes out to about 1,380 bones per hour. However, this can change a little bit. It seems that the war tortoise does not always last exactly 43 minutes. Sometimes it lasts a little longer, sometimes a little bit less. This seems like a good average, maybe 24 trips instead, but this is the approximate. The second equation is the total real cost of gaining 1 million prayer experience. Now, obviously, if you need more or less prayer experience, it doesn't actually matter. It just costs you twice as much for 2 million and half as much for 500,000 prayer experience. But the first part of that equation calculates the amount of hours it will take to gain 1 million prayer experience, and then times that by the amount of money you would be making per hour. The amount you make per hour obviously changes. For some people, it's only 500k. For some people, it can be a lot more. When deciding how much money you make per hour, make sure you can make it consistently. Going to the duel arena and staking one bill and winning one bill doesn't mean it's consistent money making, because then you can go stake another one bill and lose it. So I released a Blue Dragons guide not too long ago that can make a solid 500k per hour. Personally, I can make between 1.5 to 2 mil per hour by mixing unfinished potions. The second part of that equation, it starts off the same way by calculating the number of bones it would take to gain 1 million experience and timesing it by the cost per bone. And that gets to the total real cost of 1 million experience. Now, because there's several different variables in that, the main ones being the experience per bone and money made per hour, and finally the cost per bone, I made a chart for you guys. Now, this chart is based off what I did. Getting 23 trips, using a war tortoise, and basically using my method. So basically what the chart ends up with is in the highlighted yellow sections, you see the most effective cost of gaining that 1 million experience based on the amount of money you make per hour. Starting from the left, making 500k, making up to 4 mil. Depending on what levels you are, this does change a little bit. For example, if you use a pack yak instead of a war tortoise, you're going to be slightly more efficient than I was, which means you can actually go down a little bit. Instead, maybe use baby dragon bones if you're making 500k, and even if you're making 4 mil, you might want to keep with dragon bones. At the bottom of this guide, in the description, will be a Google Docs document that will allow you to calculate based on the current prices and things like that. I'll also have a video of how to do that on the document and in the description as well. It doesn't require any downloads, just is a Google document, so hopefully there can't be any viruses. I hope you guys understand that. Thanks for watching. I hope it helped. Go ahead and check out the calculator, as that will be very helpful. Also, please rate this video, comment on it. It would be very helpful to me. Next week, I will hopefully be releasing a Dagonoth King's Rex guide. Subscribe for that and more future videos.